I felt I needed to make a video just to explain where I'm at the moment, and the fact that I need to take some time off and just look after myself and wind down a little bit, because I just don't feel mentally able to come into Facebook and all the different groups and so on, even though I feel I need to kind of tidy up. And I was so ill last year, I really wasn't able to do very much, and I feel I have an awful lot of work to do, but I know myself I need to take some time out. I did a lot of work over the last couple of weeks in preparation for the podcast with the Razor's Edge, with Rob and Ed, and although it seems to have worked a bit of magic, I myself feel I've kind of gone through hoops a bit, and the end result is good in that talks are happening and there seems to be some results from it. It's taken its toll on me personally, and I need to just look after myself for a while. So I felt I left a lot out. There was a lot of things that I had planned to say and just didn't have enough time. You know, I really feel quite traumatized at the moment. You know, everybody's going about their business and life is normal, and you know, what I'm finding is that if I go into Boots to buy soap, I'm hearing people being called for boosters. I was in the doctor's not that long ago, and I don't want to hear anything about my GP or the doctor's surgery, because I need my doctor. My GP has been wonderful. I have opinions about the surgery and other doctors around the country, but my own GP has been amazing. She's gone over and above. She's put her own neck on the line at times, and she has been absolutely great. And I don't know if I'd even be here without her. She's been fantastic. What she can do is limited, but she has done her best, and she was the one that got me to the third neurologist and put her neck on the line to do it, because the third neurologist was outside of my catchment area and she could have gotten into trouble for doing the referral for me, and luckily she didn't. But while I was there, I was offered a booster. I was asked about my vaccine status, and I just looked at the nurse and said, "You've got to be joking. You do know why I'm here," because I was having more tests done. And she said, "I have to offer them to everybody." You know, that's happening every day. Today, people are getting shots. Today, people are getting boosters. People that do not understand. People that watch RTE. People are not being told. People that believe their doctors, or believe that they must do what their doctor tells them. People are getting injected today. The effect that has on me, I could never put into words. And that's one of the things I didn't get a chance to say on Sunday. I know the time was limited. That has such an effect on me. The elderly people that are close to me and that I love and care about, and the ones that I don't know, but other people love. How do I get to tell them? How do I tell them? And those people that have a platform, the people that have a platform and don't warn them, are complicit in my eyes. They are complicit. The ones that don't use their platform to warn people, I consider them to be complicit. And that's why I withdrew my support for the Irish Freedom Party. And that's why I called out Imelda Munster again the other day, because she wouldn't look me in the eye when I called her out yet again in front of her face, and the Labour Party and all the other politicians that I contacted in year 1, 2021. And the fact that nobody's trying to help us to get the compensation scheme. Those of us that have survived, and a lot of people haven't survived. John McGee is telling us that the amount of people that have gone through autopsy, in other words, they don't know why they've died. The amount of people that are having autopsies, and he is embalming the bodies afterwards, and he's taking the hybrid clots, is increasing. This isn't going away, it's increasing. Increasing. And nobody is investigating it. Nobody is highlighting it. Nobody's talking about it. It's increasing, and nobody is listening to our embalmer who is speaking out. Same as John O'Looney in the UK and Richard Hirschman in the USA. Everybody is ignoring them. And the fact that the people who are running for election and want me to cheer them on and vote for them are censoring us the same way as they're censoring. We're being censored by Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, the Labour Party, Sinn Féin, and all the other parties who are ignoring us. Nobody is fighting for us to get the compensation scheme. I am jumping through hoops so that I can stand on the courtroom steps like Vicky Phelan did and shout, not for me, for the other people who have been harmed today and tomorrow and the day after. The WHO are looking for Ireland to sign a document to say that these vaccines, which aren't actually vaccines, they've redesigned the word vaccine to put them onto these injections. They don't go under the description of what we know vaccines to be. The government is okaying the WHO plan to put them in your passport so that you won't be able to go on a holiday without them. This is not going away. And we don't have a compensation scheme that was promised at the beginning of COVID by Micheál Martin in the Dáil. He said, we're too busy with COVID to deal with this now. We will. We promise we will. We promise we will. And the reason they haven't done it is because there's too many of us. They don't want anybody to know how many of us there are. Other countries have had vaccine compensation schemes since the 1960s. But I'm having to jump through hoops. And in the support groups, there are other people that have tried to apply to go to court, like Darren Brown, and he was told by a solicitor, I don't believe in it. I believe in the vaccination programme and I don't believe in taking a case, and sent him away. Other people have been told, your time has run out. They've been too sick. Arouge, Imiataz, she was so sick, she was been resuscitated every day by her father and her sister. She was been resuscitated. How was she supposed to take a case? She was in a wheelchair. She'd been resuscitated. Every time she took a seizure, her airways closed. How was she supposed to take a case? She can't even get her hospital notes. How is she supposed to take a case? And now the time has run out. You know, that's what we're up against. So I have been livid, absolutely livid. When Shane Lynham, when I say I withdraw my support for your party, and Shane Lynham, vice chair, comes back and says, it's a free world, do what you like. He pretty much more or less told me to F off. That's how much respect the Irish Freedom Party have for me and the people walking into Boots Chemist or their doctor's surgery to get an injection in their arm. That's how much respect they have for the Irish people. I'm livid. I'm absolutely livid. Not for me, for the people walking into Boots Chemist today or the doctors today, and all the funerals that I'm looking at and listening to how John McGee told me on the phone the other day, the numbers are increasing. They're increasing. It's not getting less, it's increasing. I'm happy to hear that there's a conversation started. That's wonderful. Maybe my job's done in that area. Maybe my job's done. And I'll be very happy to put this down for a while, because I'm at my wit's end. And I'm doing a bit better. Medication is definitely helping me. But I can't go out and enjoy myself. I'm going to Rick Astley tonight. But I have to tell people how I feel with all this. This is what this is doing to me. I can't enjoy the fact that my health is a bit better. I can't. You know, I'm nearly ready to go to court. But I've been told by my solicitor, take out anything political. Take out any stories about other people before I go to court. I'm not allowed to say that I have PTSD by going into the support groups and hearing another person's going to Switzerland for assisted suicide. I'm not allowed to talk about that. I can't say how upset I was when I saw somebody I really care about saying, I've paid the deposit. I'm not allowed to talk about that. I'm not allowed to talk about how that made me feel that day when I saw that. Luckily, the funding has come. Thank God for answered prayers for her to have surgeries. And it's looking like she's doing a bit better. Thank God. Because she's lovely. She just... haven't even met her in person. But she has a special place for me. There's some people you just feel something special for. I have a few people that, I don't know, I just connect with them. I just see her little face and there's a few people that mean something special to me. Ashton and his music and his girlfriend. There's a few people are just wonderful, and you see them getting a bit better and just, wow. And if you see them going down or losing them, whatever, you've no idea what it does to you. You couldn't ever express what it does to you. When you hear of a 20-year-old going to Switzerland with his granddad and his parents and his cousins, and even if you didn't know of them at all before, and you hear they're gone, rest in peace, he's gone forever. He was 20 years old. You couldn't bear the pain. But you're not allowed to talk about that in your court case. You can only talk about your own stuff and what you've lost. How are you supposed to not talk about that kind of stuff? Don't talk about anything political. Take that out of your impact statement. How do you take that stuff out when you've been abandoned by your government? You were talked into this stupidity and frightened into doing something that went against everything that you believed was right. I don't know how I ended up taking it. When I did it, when I took it, I came out of it going, well, I'm after being given a job to do. I've been given a job to do because I went against everything. All my gut feeling. I don't know how I did it. It's like I walked into it in a daze or something. I have no idea, because I had been talking to people about vaccines for ages. And then I ended up with one on my arm. How the hell? I went around so many people beforehand going, now I wasn't in the Telegram world. I didn't know any of that world. And I worked so hard. I was never looking at any of that stuff. And I didn't go on Twitter and stuff like that. So I wasn't looking at people's conversations. I didn't hear any of the warnings, and I looked. And I was obviously looking in the wrong places. So I didn't see anybody's conversations. And don't tell me that you warned me, because I didn't see it. That's so annoying, and more than annoying. It's, you know, it adds insult to injury, people saying, I warned you, I warned you, I warned you. No, you fucking did not, because I didn't see it. If I'd heard one thing, I wouldn't have taken it. Anyway, I think I wasn't meant to hear anything because I was meant to have it, because I was given a job to do. I do believe I was given a job to do. And I'm I'm doing it the best I can. But anyway, those freaking condescending people, they're just as bad as the people who said you should not be allowed to see a doctor because you didn't have a second one. They're worse than those people, worse. And I still have people telling me, you're not allowed in this group because you're vaxxed. I still have people coming at me with that bullshit, you know. Just leave me alone, go away and fuck off. Excuse my language. I am so full of PTSD, I really am. My patience is gone, I don't have any left. I'm just worn out. It's coming up to 3 years and I'm worn out. I need to take a lot of time off at this stage. But I needed to do this before I go. I needed like a month off. You know, I'm seeing funeral after funeral after funeral after funeral, and I'm very much aware of it. You know, very much aware of it. You know, there's every time I turn a corner, there's another funeral. I'm not working anymore, so I have so much free time. You know, I'm very aware of the amount of funerals there are out there. Myself and my husband were out one day we did like a 10-minute drive from A to B on it. We live out in the middle of nowhere, and we were doing a cross country off down a road where you wouldn't see a funeral in a year. There's so few houses, and it's a 10-minute road, and we saw 3 funerals, and every funeral was a family in grief, and it just broke my heart. Like, that sounds, you know, that doesn't cover how I felt with every door and all the people holding one another, you know. And every door to me is a murder. Every funeral is a murder. They've murdered those people. And I know it's happening every single day. Every single day. They're doing it again and again and again. And the people that could be warning them are not even trying. But anyway, I heard earlier that yesterday, coincidentally, just as I kick off and start making all this noise, that sounds all wrong. That sounds like as if I'm taking all glory, and I don't mean it like that. But yesterday, somebody made a comment from that area saying about the turbo cancers. They're all there from the injections. Well, if the conversation has started, well, it's about bloody time. About bloody time. And make it a big conversation, and make it your only conversation for a long time. I know it's important that about the people coming into Ireland, but it's very important that Irish people are dying, and they're walking to their deaths every single day. And the people that laugh at those who've been harmed or died, you should hang your heads in shame, because it's not funny. It is not funny. And I've seen you and I've watched you laugh over the last 3 years, because those people who have died, they're people's grandmothers and people's mothers and people's sisters and brothers and children and kids who are dying. So anybody who laughed and is still laughing, you should be called out on it. I was laughed at. I've been laughed at many's the time over the last 3 years, and I have a hard neck and I can take it. But laughing at anybody now, enough is enough. Enough is enough. We need to come together on this, and we need to make it stop, because the people who are still taking these things are very innocent. And there's a lot of people are just a little bit stupid, and we need to help them with that. There's innocence there. There's innocence. They believe RTE. We need to gather around them. We need to gather around our weak. And we need to be gentle with them and stop criticising them and harming them. We need to be gentle with them. You know, our nursing homes are emptying out. And we need to control the people who in power are killing our elderly and our weak. And we need to do it now. And we need to stop all these funerals. Thank you. I'm going missing now for a long time so I can recover. Thank you.